Briefing 1. The NFL's championship contenders are divided into two tiers. The first tier includes 4 teams: the Kansas City Chiefs, Detroit Lions, Philadelphia Eagles, and Buffalo Bills, all of which have the highest championship probabilities. The second tier consists of 4 teams: the Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay Packers, and Baltimore Ravens, which are slightly weaker than the first tier but still have a chance to advance. 2. Former NFL rookie quarterback Sam Darnold has excelled with the Minnesota Vikings, and his resurgence has inspired Carolina Panthers rookie quarterback Bryce Young. Young has shown significant improvement in recent games and is expected to regain his former glory. 3. Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell's decisive decision-making at the last moment has sparked controversy, but his courage and determination have garnered support from players and management, which is key to his success. 4. New York Giants running back Saquon Barkley is a contender for this season's MVP, but he needs a compelling story to attract votes, as mere statistics may not be enough. 5. Bill Belichick's interview with the University of North Carolina has drawn attention, possibly due to his inability to find suitable work in the NFL, while he would have more autonomy and power in a college setting. 6. The Seattle Seahawks defense, under the leadership of Mike Macdonald, is gradually reaching its peak, reminiscent of his coaching tenure with the Baltimore Ravens. Overall, these articles focus on the changing landscape of the NFL, the development of rookie quarterbacks, the impact of coaching decisions, the MVP race, and Belichick's career choices, providing readers with comprehensive and in-depth analysis. Briefing. Theme: concerns of the LGBTQ+ community facing rights infringement after Trump's election. 1. Following Trump's election, the LGBTQ+ community fears a regression of their rights. Many are preparing to flee the US, moving to more friendly regions like Canada. 2. Trump has promised to ban gender transition treatments for children and to eliminate federal funding for adult gender transition treatments. He also aims to prohibit transgender women from participating in women's sports under Title IX. Although some policies may be difficult to implement, Trump's control of Congress could allow him to enact changes through executive orders. 3. Additionally, the LGBTQ+ community is concerned that marriage equality rights may be overturned and adoption rights could be restricted. Many same-sex couples are hastening their marriage and adoption processes to secure their rights. 4. This situation has particularly severe implications for young people, leading to an increase in suicidal tendencies. Several nonprofit organizations have received a surge of calls for help, expressing the panic and despair of the LGBTQ+ community. 5. In response to this dire situation, the LGBTQ+ community is seeking various coping strategies, such as relocating to more friendly states or resorting to extreme measures like kayaking out of the US. The entire community is in a state of crisis. Briefing content. On December 9, 2024, the Financial Times reported the following. 1. British surgeon Victoria Rose has made multiple trips to Gaza to provide medical aid. She performs complex trauma surgeries at local hospitals, treating civilians, especially children, injured by war. However, Israel's blockade of Gaza has led to severe shortages of medical supplies, forcing doctors to use equipment from 30 years ago and rudimentary sterilization methods for surgeries. 2. With rising inflation and rapidly increasing interest rates, the fixed income market has experienced significant volatility. Investors need to be more cautious in selecting fixed income products and have a deeper understanding of their investment objectives. Fixed income investments are no longer low risk, and investors require more professional advice. 3. The UK government recently passed a bill banning the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees, UNRWA, from operating within Israel, which is a heavy blow to the entire region. Dr. Rose stated that the world cannot stand by and must immediately stop the massacre of civilians. Overall, this article focuses on the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and the changes in the fixed income market, highlighting Dr. Rose's efforts to provide medical aid in difficult circumstances and advising investors to be more cautious in response to market volatility. The article calls for the international community to pay attention to human rights issues in Gaza and provides advice for investors in fixed-income investments. December 9, 2024 briefing. Theme: The situation in Syria and related reporting by The Guardian. Key information points. 1. The regime of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad is on the verge of collapse, with anti-government armed alliances rapidly advancing towards the capital, Damascus. The regime's long-standing violent repression has sparked nationwide anti-government sentiment, leaving the future of Syria uncertain. 2. Abu Muhammad al-Jawlani, leader of the former al-Qaeda affiliate Hayat Tahrir al-Sham (HTS), has played a crucial role in pushing for the downfall of the Assad regime. HTS has shifted from extremism to a moderate national liberation movement, establishing a semi-bureaucratic government in Idlib province, gaining some domestic legitimacy. 3. Countries such as Turkey, Russia, and Iran are all trying to influence the situation in Syria, but their interests differ. The future of Syria will depend on the interplay of internal forces and external factors. 4. Employees of The Guardian and The Observer have gone on strike to protest the decision to sell The Observer, arguing that it undermines the newspaper's values and independence. The Guardian's parent company, Scott Trust, will become a significant shareholder in the new ownership and participate in editorial and business decisions to ensure the newspaper's journalistic freedom and editorial independence. Summary: the situation in Syria is volatile, with the Assad regime facing collapse, but the future remains uncertain. Meanwhile, the Guardian Group is dealing with internal changes, striving to protect the Observer's independence and journalistic freedom. These developments warrant close attention. December 9, 2024 briefing. Theme: The stories behind Time magazine. Core information. 1. The stories behind Times news reporting reveal the dedication, struggles, and courage of journalists, facing threats to their lives and legal disputes. These behind-the-scenes stories are often overlooked, but are just as thrilling as a thriller novel. 2. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol announced and then lifted a state of emergency. President Yoon declared a state of emergency last Tuesday, causing nationwide concern. While the Constitution allows the president to declare a state of emergency in extreme situations, Congress also has the power to veto this decision by a majority vote. Ultimately, Congress rejected the state of emergency with a vote of 190 to 0. This incident has sparked political turmoil and nationwide protests. 3. The proposal to impeach President Yoon Suk-yeol did not pass. Most members of the ruling People Power Party did not attend the congressional meeting, leading to the failure of the impeachment proposal. Nevertheless, party officials, including leader Han Dong-hoon, have questioned President Yoon's governance capabilities and even called for his resignation. Summary: this issue of Time reports on the fascinating stories behind news reporting while also focusing on the political turmoil in South Korea, the announcement and lifting of the state of emergency by President Yoon, and the failure of the impeachment proposal. These information points highlight the most valuable content while succinctly summarizing the entire article. Briefing content. 1. Ben Cohen, a member of the England Rugby World Cup winning team in 2003, stated that while winning the World Championship is a significant achievement, he would have preferred to learn some skills and secure a stable job at that time rather than just gaining honors in his sports career. This reflects the identity and life adjustment issues athletes face after retirement. 2. Senior Labour Party Minister Pat McFadden referred to Tesla CEO Elon Musk as a remarkable innovator and stated that the government should learn from tech companies to make the civil service more like a startup. This reflects the government's efforts to seek reforms to improve efficiency. 3. Phil Hammond, a Christmas decorator at a London hotel, meticulously plans a series of decorations each year before Christmas, including creating chocolate Christmas trees and other creative decorations to create a festive atmosphere for the hotel. This reflects the marketing innovations in the hospitality industry during the holiday season. 4. A pair of ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland in the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz sold for a record-breaking $28 million at auction, setting a record for movie props. These slippers were stolen in 2005 and were not recovered until 2018 by the FBI, and their legendary journey has garnered widespread attention. In summary, this set of articles covers various fields, including the transition of athletes' careers, government reforms, marketing innovations in the hospitality industry, and the auction of movie props, reflecting current hot topics and development trends in contemporary society. Briefing content. Cheval Blanc Seychelles, a luxury hotel on Seychelles Island. 1. Overview. Cheval Blanc Seychelles is the highest-end hotel brand under the LVMH Hotel Management Group, opening in November 2024, located on Anse Intendance Beach in the Seychelles. This is the brand's first hotel in Africa. 2. Hotel features. The hotel is designed by renowned designer Jean-Michel Gaffey, blending local charm with luxurious elements. It boasts 52 spacious villas with large floor-to-ceiling windows that offer stunning natural views. The hotel features multiple restaurants, including the Japanese restaurant Mizumi and the beach club Sula, providing diverse dining experiences. It offers a wealth of entertainment facilities, such as a spa, tennis courts, and a surfing simulator, catering to various guest needs. 3. Target customers. The hotel primarily targets high-end clientele from Europe, Russia, the Middle East, and the US. Its luxurious environment and facilities attract numerous celebrities and wealthy individuals. 4. Brand positioning. Cheval Blanc is positioned as an ultra-luxury hotel brand, pursuing excellence in service and experience rather than simply being a hotel or resort. 5. Summary. Cheval Blanc Seychelles is the latest masterpiece of the LVMH Group in Seychelles, merging the unique natural landscape with a luxurious hotel experience, targeting the high-end market, and reflecting the brand's pursuit of exceptional service. Briefing. 1. U.S. stock valuations are excessively high, with the S&P 500 price-to-earnings ratio reaching 22.5 times, far exceeding Europe's 13.5 times. Tech giants dominate U.S. stock performance, accounting for 30% of the S&P 500 index's market value. 2. The cryptocurrency market remains hot, with Bitcoin surpassing the $100,000 mark, supported by cryptocurrency policies following Trump's election. Other altcoins like Dogecoin and Pepe Coin have also surged. 3. U.S. public debt levels have reached a record high of $36 trillion, which may worsen following Trump's election. Public debt levels in several European countries also remain high, with political turmoil in France and Germany exacerbating market uncertainty. 4. Political turmoil in France has led to Prime Minister Born's ousting after a no-confidence vote, with the left-wing alliance collaborating with the far-right to bring down the government. Germany faces its next election, highlighting structural economic issues. Political instability in Europe may spread. 5. Overall, factors such as high U.S. stock valuations, cryptocurrency bubbles, soaring public debt levels, and political turmoil in Europe create significant uncertainty in financial markets, requiring investors to exercise caution. Briefing content. The severe situation of violence against women in Germany in 2024. 1. In 2023, Germany recorded 360 cases of femicide, marking a record high in female homicide cases. 2. During the pandemic, domestic violence cases in Germany surged, and even after the pandemic, they have not returned to pre-pandemic levels but have continued to rise. This is due to many women lacking economic independence and being unable to escape violent relationships. 3. Germany is legislating the anti-violence bill, which requires the government to establish more women's shelters and strengthen support for victims. However, in regions governed by conservative parties, these support programs may be cut or cancelled. 4. Some politicians tend to oversimplify the issue of domestic violence, blaming it on the misogynistic culture of immigrant communities while ignoring its universality and structural nature. 5. The author argues that we need to pay more attention to everyday insults and harassment against women, as these may signal the occurrence of more severe violent incidents. Only through societal awareness and action can we curb this severe issue of women's rights protection. Briefing content. Germany's Süddeutsche Zeitung has launched the Best Products in Germany award to provide consumers with reliable purchasing guides. This award is evaluated by real consumers and implemented by the SC Research Institute and market research company InEffect, ensuring high credibility and independence. The award covers various products such as relaxation masks, ergonomic backpacks, and eco-friendly fertilizers, providing clear guidance for consumers during their purchasing decisions. Starting from the 2023-24 fiscal year, product ratings will adopt a school grading system from 1 to 6, 1 being very good and 6 being unsatisfactory. Additionally, Süddeutsche Zeitung provides readers with secure and anonymous channels to offer tips or internal documents to its investigative team, including the use of the SecureDrop encrypted communication system, encrypted emails, and encrypted instant messaging apps. The newspaper places a high priority on protecting sources and ensuring the safety of reader information. In summary, Süddeutsche Zeitung creates a trustworthy platform for consumers and information providers through the Best Products in Germany award and secure reporting channels, reflecting its social responsibility as a responsible media outlet. December 9, 2024 briefing. 1. The Long March 8A rocket is set for its maiden flight. The Long March 8A is China's future primary launch vehicle for medium and low Earth orbit missions, scheduled for its first launch in January next year. Developed by the China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation, the rocket boasts advanced performance, low cost, high reliability, and rapid launch capabilities. After 28 months of development and overcoming 44 key technical challenges, the development team is confident about the maiden launch. 2. The International Conference on Tropical Agricultural Innovation is being held in Sanya, Hainan. Nearly 300 representatives from 29 countries and 13 international organizations are attending to discuss innovations in tropical agricultural technology. The conference focuses on improving the efficiency and value chain of tropical agriculture, aiming to contribute to global food security and agricultural supply through technological exchange and industry integration. Zhang Zhili, Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs of China, emphasized the critical role of tropical agriculture in ensuring global food security and stated that China will promote tropical agricultural technology innovation through international cooperation. 3. China provides humanitarian aid to victims of the Afghan conflict. The UN Refugee Agency will distribute relief supplies provided by China, benefiting 175,000 internally displaced persons affected by the conflict. The supplies include cooking utensils, blankets, water containers, and plastic tarps, which will be packaged into family kits for distribution. Ma Chengwang, a counselor at the Chinese embassy in Afghanistan, stated that these supplies will assist Afghanistan's most vulnerable groups as winter approaches. 4. The People's Bank of China will issue commemorative coins and banknotes celebrating the 2025 Spring Festival. This set of commemorative items includes gold coins, silver coins, copper alloy coins, and commemorative banknotes, set to be issued starting December 16, 2024. These coins and banknotes feature traditional auspicious elements, symbolizing happiness and blessings. UNESCO has included the Spring Festival social practice of the Chinese people in the list of representative works of intangible cultural heritage. Overall, these articles cover various fields, including China's space exploration, tropical agriculture, humanitarian aid, and traditional culture, highlighting China's achievements in technological innovation, international cooperation, and cultural heritage, presenting a rich and multifaceted picture of China's development. December 9, 2024 briefing. 1. The National Theatre of Japan has been closed for over a year and has yet to reopen. The National Theatre closed at the end of 2022, with plans for demolition and reconstruction, but no contractor has been selected, causing significant delays in the reconstruction process. The National Theatre is an important venue for traditional performing arts in Japan, and its prolonged closure may jeopardize the transmission of these art forms. 2. The change of regime in Syria raises security concerns. Anti-government armed groups have overthrown Bashar al-Assad's regime, but the presence of numerous armed forces within Syria creates a security vacuum. Israel has targeted chemical weapons and long-range missile facilities in Syria to prevent them from falling into the hands of extremist organizations. 3. The transformation of HTS leader Jolani's image. Jolani has shifted from being an extremist armed leader to advocating for religious tolerance and promoting a diverse future for Syria. Whether Jolani can fulfill his promises and establish an inclusive regime in Syria remains a point of concern. 4. The Japanese government is closely monitoring developments in Syria. The Japanese government has stated it will work closely with the international community to address the Syrian crisis and ensure the safety of Japanese citizens in the region. The government hopes that improvements in the situation in Syria will alleviate the humanitarian crisis. 5. Updates on His Majesty, the Emperor and Her Majesty, the Empress. Her Majesty, the Empress delivered a speech on her 61st birthday, reflecting on this year's natural disasters and expressing sympathy for affected citizens. The Empress also mentioned her feelings about visiting the University of Oxford and her memories of the late Prince Mikasa. In summary, this briefing covers various aspects, including domestic cultural affairs, international political situations, and royal family updates, highlighting the most important information while succinctly summarizing the content of the articles, achieving a balance between rich information and concise expression. The following is a briefing based on the provided multiple articles. Ongoing impeachment crisis in South Korea. South Korea's largest opposition party will continue to submit impeachment motions against President Yoon Suk-yeol weekly until they are passed. Yoon survived the first impeachment vote on December 7, as most members of his ruling party abstained. Yoon declared a state of emergency on December 4, which was lifted 6 hours later, criticized as a second insurrection. The opposition accuses the president of attempting to create a state of emergency to gain more power. They vow to conduct impeachment votes weekly until the impeachment case is passed. Lack of awareness of children's rights in Japan. Nearly half of Japanese adults have never heard of the Convention on the Rights of the Child. Only 3.7% of adults reported having an in-depth understanding of the convention, while 48.9% stated they had never heard of child poverty issues. The survey shows that even adults working in schools and daycare centers have insufficient awareness of children's rights. Children's rights organizations are calling on the government to take measures to raise public awareness of children's rights. Mission of Hiroshima Peace Ambassadors. Hiroshima atomic bomb survivor Yuji Sasaki is dedicated to spreading the message of peace and plans to establish a peace sculpture and flame at the Pearl Harbor Memorial in Hawaii. Sasaki hopes to convey the message that hatred from war can be resolved through understanding and forgiveness through this project. This project is set to be completed next year, coinciding with the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. Korean fishing boat capsizing incident. On December 9, a Korean fishing boat collided with a sand and gravel barge near Gyeongju in North Gyeongsang Province, resulting in 7 deaths and 1 missing person. After the incident, rescue personnel immediately launched a search and rescue operation, but 1 Indonesian crew member remains unaccounted for. The cause of the accident is under investigation, with preliminary findings indicating that the fishing boat capsized due to the collision with the barge. Japanese company accused of employee abuse leading to death. Tokyo police arrested 4 suspects accused of abusing and murdering a colleague. The victim, a 56-year-old male, suffered long-term physical abuse and was ultimately forced to stand on the tracks, where he was struck by a train. Police determined that the victim complied with the abuser's orders while being unable to resist, thus classifying it as murder. A large number of videos depicting the abuse were found on the suspect's phones, leading police to believe that this prolonged abuse resulted in the tragedy. The following is a briefing based on the provided multiple articles. December 9, 2024 briefing. 1. A plot in the Crow's Nest area of Sydney plans to build nearly 200 apartments, but local government opposes the project, demanding a reduction in building height by 6 stories. 2. Sydney's train system faced severe delays and cancellations on Monday, despite the government's emergency court application to prevent union strikes. The union demands a 32% pay raise, which the government has refused, leading to a stalemate. 3. Australia is set to experience a record high-temperature summer, with experts warning against leaving children and pets alone in vehicles. 4. The South Korean president declared a state of emergency, sparking strong protests from the public and opposition parties. 5. Despite affluent parents, private schools in Australia still receive substantial government funding, while some public schools, such as Sydney's Auburn North, perform exceptionally well. 6. Employment service providers have failed to adequately support the employment of people with disabilities, with the federal government releasing industry report cards for the first time. 7. Trust in the federal government among Australians is only 38%, nearing the low point of the previous administration. 8. A Welsh computer expert has finally entered court proceedings to recover £500 million worth of Bitcoin that was accidentally thrown into a landfill. Overall, this briefing covers various hot topics, including infrastructure and transportation issues in Sydney, political turmoil in South Korea, the state of education and employment markets in Australia, highlighting the most valuable information points while succinctly summarizing the articles, achieving a balance between rich content and concise structure. Briefing. The AI technology revolution is reshaping traditional market dynamics, primarily reflected in three major themes. 1. Intense competition in computing infrastructure. NVIDIA dominates the AI chip market, while AMD and Intel are also actively positioning themselves. Additionally, nuclear power companies like Constellation Energy and Oklo are benefiting from the massive energy demands of data centers. 2. Accelerated commercialization of enterprise AI solutions. Companies like Palantir, C3.ai, and UiPath focus on industry-specific AI applications, delivering measurable business outcomes for enterprises. 3. Widespread application of AI-driven automation. From manufacturing to healthcare, AI is transforming traditional operations across various industries, such as Symbotic's warehouse robots and Recursion Pharmaceuticals' AI-driven drug discovery platform. Overall, AI-themed ETFs have seen an average increase of 27.2%, but this still lags behind the outstanding performance of leading individual stocks like NVIDIA, Palantir, and SoundHound AI. This highlights a key dynamic. While ETFs offer a safer broad-based AI investment, the greatest opportunities still lie in investing in individual companies at the forefront of this technological and societal transformation. December 9, 2024 Briefing. Theme: Australia. Key information. 1. The Australasian Radiation Protection Society, ARPS, held its annual meeting from October 20 to 24, 2024, at the Pacific Bay Resort in Coffs Harbour, New South Wales, themed radiation protection from bananas to boats. The conference attracted radiation protection professionals, researchers, and industry experts to discuss the latest advancements and challenges in radiation safety. 2. Dr. Gillian Hurst, CEO of the Australian Radiation Protection and Nuclear Safety Agency, ARPANSA, delivered the opening keynote speech titled Radiation Protection Management in a Rapidly Changing Environment. The conference also included presentations on medical radiation, environmental monitoring, non-ionizing radiation, and regulatory frameworks. 3. The Australian Nuclear Science and Technology Organisation sponsored participant Atreya Buttival's attendance. The final day of the conference featured a special international radon workshop discussing the latest research findings and regulatory approaches. 4. Another highlight was a notable Boyce Worsley lecture by Associate Professor Lee Collins, titled Adventures in the Land of Radiation: A Personal Journey from Invisible Light to Blinding Light. 5. The conference also featured booths from radiation detection equipment manufacturers, nuclear science organizations, and radiation safety service providers, along with social events such as a welcome reception and dinner. 6. Unfortunately, Australian fencer Boston Fox Katowski passed away suddenly shortly before his first wedding anniversary, leading to widespread mourning in the fencing community. He had represented Australia in numerous domestic and international fencing competitions and was an important figure in the field. Overall, the ARPS annual meeting provided a platform for professionals in the radiation protection field to exchange and learn about various hot topics in the field. Meanwhile, the Australian fencing community mourns the loss of a prominent athlete, prompting widespread tributes. The following is a briefing based on the provided multiple articles. December 9, 2024 Briefing. 1. A Singaporean man died at a massage parlor in Phuket, Thailand. The 52-year-old Singaporean man tragically passed away after a 45-minute oil massage at a massage parlor in Phuket. Police stated that the man fell asleep during the massage and snored loudly before showing signs of discomfort. Despite the staff's attempts to assist, he ultimately did not regain consciousness. The man's wife refused an autopsy and took the body back to Singapore for religious ceremonies. 2. Deteriorating situation in Syria. The extremist group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham (HTS) has taken control of the Syrian capital, Damascus. HTS has deep ties to ISIS and al-Qaeda, raising concerns about the potential resurgence of ISIS. 3. Outlook for USC's 2024 season. Although USC did not make it to the top 12 playoffs, several young players are worth watching, including wide receiver Zachariah Branch, linebacker Desmond Stevens, defensive end Cameron Fountain, cornerbacks Marcells Williams and Braylon Conley, and quarterback Jaden Mayava. USC continues to lag behind competitors in recruiting top high school players in California, which is a concern. 4. Other news. Ireland's two major centre-right parties, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, will begin negotiations to form a new government. Trump may take action against his political opponent in Portland, raising concerns among liberals. Overall, these articles cover various aspects, including the accidental death of a Singaporean citizen in Thailand, the deteriorating situation in Syria, the future development of USC football, and political dynamics in Ireland and the US. The briefing highlights the most valuable information points and provides a concise summary of the articles. The following is a briefing based on the provided multiple articles. December 9, 2024 briefing. 1. The Supreme Court of India exercised its special powers under Article 142 of the Constitution to grant permanent commission to a high-performing female officer, correcting a previous exclusion. The court stated that brave soldiers defending the country's borders in difficult circumstances should not be deprived of their rightful entitlements due to limitations in the scope of judgments. 2. The UK government is considering lifting the ban on the Syrian armed group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham (HTS). HTS was designated a terrorist organization in 2017, but the current Cabinet Office Minister has indicated that if the situation in Syria stabilizes, the government will make a relatively swift decision. Prime Minister Starmer has also called for the protection of civilians and minority groups and ensuring that aid reaches those in need. 3. The Supreme Court of India has suggested the establishment of a dedicated agency to enhance the declining green cover in New Delhi. The court has requested legal advisors to propose a list of relevant agencies by December 18. 4. Indian e-commerce platform Flipkart has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT, to support and empower Indian tech startups. The two parties will provide funding support, market insights, and other resources under the Flipkart Leap and Ventures programs to help startups grow. In summary, this briefing covers the Supreme Court of India's ruling, the UK government's response to the situation in Syria, and the collaboration between Flipkart and government departments to support startups, highlighting important developments in India and the surrounding region. December 9, 2024 briefing. Theme: Escalation of conflict between Israel and Lebanon, investigation results of mass elephant deaths. Key information points. 1. The ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hezbollah has been repeatedly violated, with both sides accusing each other of breaching the terms. Israel has launched its largest airstrike since the ceasefire took effect, resulting in the deaths of 11 civilians. 2. In 2020, Botswana experienced a mass death event involving at least 350 elephants. Researchers found that this was due to the elephants drinking from waterholes contaminated with blue-green algae. The toxins released by the algae caused the elephants to become poisoned and die. 3. This mass elephant death event occurred during the COVID-19 pandemic, and researchers were unable to collect samples for testing in a timely manner, leaving some uncertainties. However, overall, the contaminated waterholes were identified as the primary cause of the incident. 4. Similar mass animal death events may occur again, potentially affecting both terrestrial and aquatic species. Researchers are calling for increased monitoring and prevention of such environmental issues. Summary: this briefing covers the escalation of conflict between Israel and Lebanon, as well as the investigation results of the mass elephant deaths in Botswana. Both events reflect the current geopolitical turmoil and the severity of environmental issues. Researchers have identified the root causes of these incidents through investigation and analysis, providing important references for future prevention and response efforts.